Hey everybody, welcome back to a new video. I'm the Chess Nerd, and today we're going to be reviewing the first episode of The Queen's Gambit, a breakthrough series on Netflix that revolutionized chess cinema and amazed the chess community in both a positive way and a negative way. So we're going to see both ways of how the chess audience perceives this series. It has claimed the top spot on Netflix's top 10, at least in Canada it has. So this is a hot topic right now. Most film directors and producers fail to attempt to portray chess in any chess movies whenever you see them, and this is frustrating for the whole chess community. So for once in our lives, we get chess cinema. Not only is it a movie, it's a chess TV show, believe it or not, that has come through and given us some realistic game scenarios and a realistic life of a girl who fights the chess world on her own. The key here that the Queen's Gambit used that not other chess movies have is the hiring of Garry Kasparov and Bruce Pandolfini as consultants on the set. So on the movie set, they would have Garry Kasparov, former world champion, and Bruce Pandolfini, a world-class known chess teacher, on the set, making sure that every single game had correct moves and the actors were playing the pieces well, for making the movie realistic, every single scene realistic. I want to say that this series is not all green lights though. There are some inconsistencies that you would never see in the chess world. I need to make this really clear because you'll have my avid chess fans going off at me in the comments saying, oh, I'm praising this series completely. No, there are some mistakes, but still we're growing on this path to the top of chess cinema. And this is a tremendous step that we're taking to get to the next level of mastering chess in films, which has never been done before accurately or close to this. Apart from pulling out the inconsistencies in episode 1 today, I will also be saying that the premise is highly unlikely, okay, for several reasons. Beth Harmon is a girl chess players in the 1950s, number 2. So being a girl in the 1950s, your lifestyle was not chasing victory as it is now in the 2010s, 2020s. The lifestyle back then for women was very different, and culture was not like that in America. And secondly, because it's the 1950s in the US, this is like an awkward time in American history because it's after World War II, during which in the 40s and 30s, Sammy Reshevsky dominated the world of chess, not being the world champion, but still playing amongst the best. He was an American grandmaster. And in the 50s is an awkward time between Reshevsky's era and Bobby Fischer's era, where chess was kind of asleep in the US. You would not see chess being prevalent, and it was just a period where in the 50s, Mikhail Botvinnik was the world champion, and Soviets dominated those 10 years, only being world champions, and it was more so a Soviet game than an American game. The Soviets had mastered it. Before I completely start the analysis of episode 1, it's going to be a long one. Please make sure to follow my Instagram. There's some juicy stuff, exclusive content that you won't find anywhere else. I post every day. The Queen's Gambit starts off with Beth losing her mother in a tragic accident when she is 9 years old, and the cops they're staring at the scene, and obviously Beth's life changes dramatically, being brought to an orphanage the next day. Not much to say there. I cannot relate with anything that's there. This is just a traumatic experience that I wish to nobody. Now, until Beth Harmon reaches Methuen, which is the orphanage she attends for a long part of her life, characters are more so emotionless in the way that Beth is sad, so she keeps everything inside. She doesn't show much. The person driving her doesn't show much, and all through the beginning steps in Methuen, not much is said. What I love about this beginning, knowing that it was about chess, is that it started really slowly. which was for me like a sign of quality. Most people did not like it, the chess players that were looking for her to discover chess. But chess is a process in which you encounter the game when you least expect it, and that's kind of the beauty of everybody's journey of learning chess, whether it's from your parent, your family, or any one of your friends. You always learn chess in a point of your life where you didn't expect to learn it. So I love that this is incorporated in the theme here. Now that I said that everybody's emotionless, now let's talk about the most full person in Methuen, Jolene. Jolene is my favorite character by far. She's always positive towards Beth, and she represents a mother figure for Beth all along her orphanage. And even when Beth gets older and they're more equal in age, they are like friends, like family. They're like sisters. So I love the evolution of friendship here between Beth and Jolene. Jolene always tries to help Beth if Beth goes to her, and she's the character who's the most out there out of anybody else that we've seen so far. The last words that Beth's mom tells her before dying in the car crash is "close your eyes," which makes us think as the audience that this might have been a suicide by Beth's mom in order to preserve Beth's life and send her to an orphanage instead of just killing herself and Beth. Now, as an audience member, we discover the orphanage little by little, and all these scenes are a bit slow. We don't know in which direction this series is gonna go, and we're just waiting for the first chess scene for the first 15 minutes, which seems like it's a lot to ask. Until one day, Beth goes downstairs to the basement and has to release some chalk from the chalk eraser, and she discovers the game. Right there is the janitor. The janitor, who is also one of my favorite characters of the series so far, whom I loved, represented a father figure for Beth, teaching her how to play chess. Not at first, because of the stereotype that girls are not meant to play chess, which is completely false. If you just look at history, Judith Polgar beat every man in the world at her peak. So this is completely false. A common characteristic that I find with Beth that's relatable to me, per se, is her curiosity. So she goes downstairs, bangs out the eraser, the chalk erasers, and she's curious about what the janitor's doing. She looks and he's playing a game with himself, and she analyzes. And curiosity is what reigns within every chess player, just the curiosity to learn more, to know how I lost, to know, oh, that's how I won, to know, oh, this would have been a better move instead of this one. So yeah, the curiosity in a chess player, very important. Now, a scene that I was a bit iffy about was Beth imagining the chessboard from her bed onto the ceiling. I guess it could happen, but you would have to be really brilliant to remember all those pieces at 9 years old. This just shows at what point Beth is cognitively, gifted. Another characteristic shown in chess players is courage. Yes, believe it or not, we are shy people, chess players, but we are courageous. So Beth one day goes into the basement and then asks the janitor, "Can I play a game?" Right there, right then, which I love. This is something that she heads on forward, and this tells a lot about her motivation towards the game. Now let's talk about Beth's first game of chess. This is against the janitor. The janitor plays e4 with the white pieces after finally accepting that she can play a game with him. And Beth plays e5 on her very first game of chess. I found this surprising. Most moves in my first games, or anybody's first games, would be a knight a6, an a5, anything that's so unnatural that makes you throw up. But no, she responds with the second most common move against c4, which I found was not realistic at all. And on bishop c4, she plays knight c6, another piece converting towards the center, which I hated because this is unrealistic. Nobody at their first try at chess are this good. Without knowing any theory, reading any books, any lessons. This is her very first game, just after looking at a couple games with the janitor here and there. And after he plays queen f3, she plays knight d4. And she knows that she's attacking the queen and the pawn on c2 here. Like, something is mind-blowing or something is plain out wrong. Anyways, janitor checkmates her, quite evidently. And yeah, this is her first game of chess. For her second game, she learns how to resign, which I wasn't really taught to resign. I was always taught, in my chess club, I was always taught to play till the end. I was never taught to resign until I got a more skilled teacher. Beth plays queen g5 here with the black pieces, and after the janitor, takes the queen, he tells her to resign, even though she wants to continue the game and probably take the d4 pawn here. Then finally, Beth earns the janitor's respect by winning her first game against him. It's time enough. So here, in this position, Beth with the black pieces again. She's still riding the wave with the black pieces. She plays f4, attacking the knight. And here, as you can see, the black king is pretty coagulated in its own zone. He's like caved in here, and he's blocked by his own pieces. So, and overall his pieces are not very active. So after f4 here, the knight is forced to move, and the janitor plays knight g2. And so here, Beth Harmon plays f3 check. Discovery check on the king on c1, and attacks the knight. The only good move, or surviving move I should say, for the white pieces is knight e3 here. Knight goes back, covering the king from check, and the position seems okay, right? But then after, Beth takes the knight, check. If king b1 here, rook d1 checkmate. White are forced to take back, and here the beautiful, sweet and delicate f2. f2 attacking the knight. This is a clear-cut pattern of the pawn inevitably queening. And after she pushes the pawn on f2 here, the janitor resigns and starts to take her seriously, teaches her openings and stuff. And this is like really cool because Beth ascends in the level of the chess world, which I relate to. I taught the game at school at 5 years old by mistake. I didn't even know what chess was. I bring it back home. I beat my mom. Then I beat my dad. Then I beat my mom and dad too much. They send me to the chess club. I beat everybody in the chess club. Then I go to tournaments, and then I get beaten a lot. I survive, then I get a rating. And that's kind of like what happened with me. And Beth ascends in the chess world here by beating the janitor, her first win. I think personally for Beth, her ability to devour books all through the series, and to have chess in her life at the orphanage was a lifesaver for her, because the orphanage was such a tough time in her life, where she lost her parents, and she was probably devastated, sad, but chess let her take her mind off it, and this is important. Chess kind of saved her life. Throughout the evolution of the first episode, I really enjoyed the flow. So it starts very cold, very sad, and the flow is very slow, right? The series progresses slowly. She goes to Methuen, she gets introduced, she meets Jolene. These are slow events, and now the series picks up. She wins. She has a win for the first time in her life. She wins against the janitor at chess, and now she meets Mr. Gans of Duncan High, and to nobody's surprise, she beats him Actually, I am surprised about that. Never mind that I said that. He is the coach of a high school chess team, and he loses to Beth in like 15 moves in the opening. I have a lot of things to say about that. That's incorrect. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. I would have accepted a draw, but no, she beats him. That means that the high school is so bad, and the chess coach is so bad that Beth beats them, and that's okay. But it's highly unlikely, as I said in the beginning. Let's talk about the doll. The doll is a huge element in this first episode. Mr. Gans, the chess coach of the high school of Duncan High, gives her a doll as a present, which she accepts with like a frown on her face. She's not too thrilled about that gift, and it just indicates her lack of surprise and her lack of enthusiasm towards this feminine gift, that Beth is not like all the girls. Beth is a straight arrow when it comes to what she likes. She is very passionate about some things and very unpassionate about many things. And as a chess player, wow, I'm very passionate about soccer and chess and hockey, but not many other things. The things I'm not passionate about, I will allow zero time to, and that's just how it is. And I love how Beth totally, abruptly, like just sends that doll to the garbage the second she has the opportunity to do so, which is fascinating to me, just to see how much she knows about herself. Let's talk about Jolene and how good of a friend she is. Jolene sees that Beth is off the tranquilizer, the green pill, right? And Beth is going to play a simul at the high school, and Jolene catches up to her and gives her the pills in the clutch timing that she made it into. And I just love that scene. It just shows what kind of a person Jolene is. She sticks and she's loyal, and she's just a great friend. I've heard many opinions about the first episode of chess players who did not like it as much as the other ones, probably because there was a lack of chess in it. So Beth Harmon starts Methuen. She lives in an orphanage. She doesn't play that much chess. There's just a few scenes where she plays the janitor, she mates the janitor mates her, and that's it. Contrarily to episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, where the episodes revolve around tournaments and not around Beth's life in a difficult situation. Beth goes to Duncan High School and does a simultaneous exhibition against several of the students of the high school. She plays against this Levi guy, Charles Levi, who is supposed to be their board number 1, who she beats with a rook and bishop combination after 21 moves. Bishop and rook combination after 21 moves. Hard to believe. Just because the rook is not out after 21 moves, not often, unless it was a corridor, an H-file attack. I highly doubt it, you know. Made it unrealistic. So the way you catch when they're inconsistent like this is when it's in the script and not on the board. So the board 99% of the time will be perfect. In the first episode, there was just one thing with the board. The janitor places the knight after finishing a game to the F1 square instead of the G1 square, which is an inconsistency, but it's very minor. But yes, it's in the script that the chess is lacking. Clearly not observed by Kasparov or Pandolfini, because the script in and of itself is just weak. It's not chess. It's a hot take on nothing. It's something that a chess player would never say. So yeah, all her lines describing to the janitor about how she beats these guys. His pieces were easy to fork. Easy to fork. Forking is one theme that happens quite rarely in one game. Their pieces were easy to fork is not a tangible saying. I know Beth is 9, but she's this smart. This is inconsistent, and I didn't like this in the series. If I'm being Rotten Tomatoes right now, and I'm rating it on the accuracy of the chess, the accuracy of the lines, the flow of the series, the context, everything revolving around Beth. Beth, the actress, the acting is pretty decent. I'm surprised, actually. The janitor is a solid character, not many emotions, like your typical janitor who stays mysterious. And Jolene is this exciting person who always has a smile on. And then you have Beth, who's pretty emotionless, keeps to herself, is reserved. She's pretty straightforward. So all these characters have conflicting values and conflicting moods just overall, which is very interesting. So what do I make of this? I would give this episode a solid 8.2 out of 10, or 82%, however you like it. I liked it. I honestly did, because the flow increases from, like, a sad event, and it progresses, right, in this very, very nice line. So yeah, that's it for episode 1. Episode 2's review will be much more interesting. I promise you that. Just because there's more chess. Beth moves on from her life at Methuen, the orphanage. And overall, Beth expands her life. She moves on from a big event in her life, which I find is progressive. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000. When I get to 1,000, I can get money for this, which is super exciting. So if you haven't already, sub down below. And yeah, don't forget to check out the Instagram page, @TheChessNerd. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you.